Hey guys, part 2 to the previous video. The camera cut off, so here we are. Anyways, so what was I talking about? Well, I can't go back and look now, can I? Because I'm presently doing the second video. Unless I can traverse time zones, which is corresponding to whatever density that is, but I'm not quite proficient yet in these areas. So it seems that I'll just be doing this video and I'll have to remember as it plays itself through. Right, so, yeah, what was I talking about? Spirituality and how it's all spirit. Yeah, that's it. That's the one. So, nothing isn't spirit. That's the tangent I was on. It's just been illuminated and the light's gone. Just going to keep it raw because when we try to modify things, it just becomes a contrived a reflection, and it's really just, there's no authenticity to it. It completely deprives it of its authenticity, and every moment is just how it should be. Anyways, that's relative to what I'm speaking about in these videos. What's just happened with a lamp. See how it reverberates itself back through from its current phase wave to teach it more of itself. That's what it is. Anyways, so everything isn't not spirit. So when we subdivide things into positive and negative categories, compartmentalization, whatever word you want to put on it, whatever you want to embellish it with, the neural network of your mind, it's not that. Because one is an inference of the other. It evokes the other, brings it out, blossoms it. And this is the game we're playing. Not one is good or bad. One might be more conducive to where you need to be to realise more of what you need to realise. But whether that's on the good polarity or bad, one implies the other. Male and female are actually positive, negative. Does that mean one's bad? No. It's an infusion, a symbiotic infusion. But it's knowing how to infuse it in a healthy manner. So all these things that we do, these acts that we do, that we seem to deem bad, they were never bad. It's just, it was a part of knowing of what can be. And that if we act on something that's inducing a detriment, then that's because we've chosen to perceive that it's a detriment. It doesn't have to be a detriment, but we can choose if it wants to be. And because we think that it is, and it is bad, that's why it does proliferate and ricochets a sense in which we're perceiving it to be. So then even on the outside people, which are you, it projects and induces through that projection an inimical effect on others too, because the vibratory density of it is not sustenance for the soul. But that's okay. It was a part of it. Because if it wasn't it, if that didn't happen, then it would have always just been in its essence of goodness. It would have always just been what we perceive as good. So how would it know itself? How would it know itself to be this sublime sublime, ostentatious, spiritual essence without the other side. And again, like I said in the previous video, when I say like ostentatious, I don't mean in a physical attributed sense of something looking enticing to the neurons. I mean the essence of that illuminescence, which we are a bioluminescent effect of in this body, which is the soul within, which is the spirit, not material. But the material is spirit too. So let's not confuse these things, because the material is animate of spirit, okay? It is an effect fashioned also by spirit, just as we are. But what we've done is consolidated a notion in our minds, a subvocal notion attached to what that is outside, as if we have to attain what that is. No, it is you. It is it. It is. And a rock is no different to the essence of what you are. Its vibratory resonance of its density is just of a different calibration. Just like we think through electrodes, pistoning and pulsating, that's a vibration. In order for me to speak is a vibration of a channeling of God. And a rock, if you analyze it subatomically, it is vibrating at a certain resonance. So all these things are one. They're just varying in resonances. That's creating the iridescent mirage of a reality outside of you. All this is just truth, and that's all I came to do. So one main thing of this video is, please do not induce such a sense of guilt. And I think I've said it in many other videos. It's not worth it, all this guilt. That also has an inimical effect on you, and it's self-induced inimical effect, which means detrimental, when it could just be transcended. But there's nothing to actually transcend, because again, it's an inclusive part of the omniscience of what just should be. But when you do these acts, it's when the act itself again starts to bleed in to everybody else's experience. That's when it's not too good. But it's just, if it's just within yourself, that's okay. Extract something from it. Extract a lesson in order to reflect, because that reflection is the mirror of everyone else. So what we call the collective might have been a lesson in that to help attenuate something on a collective scale, on a macro scale. But your micro experience of that subjective experience implied that to help others, or it's not helping, it's just realizing what we're not. And this is what we're going through. And I could go on and on about this. Nothing isn't how it should be. We don't control the phase wave that we're currently going through. There's many names for these, and I've said them in other videos too. But again, reminders to illuminate, to remember, and to keep evoking what the essence of us, the true essence, is. They call them Kali Yugas, I think, in the Bhagavad Gita, India. And they are literal intervallic phase junctures, you want to call them, that feed themselves through this loop, which is relative to the Fibonacci. And it has phase waves of different densities and vibrations. And right now the vibration is dualism. It's a more dense vibration, and it's like hiding itself within the implicit essence of you to think it's not outside. And that's what we're currently going through. So people, there will be all side effect symptoms from a derivative from that density is oppression, tyranny, all things that correlate to them words. Okay? So all these things are an effect of that. But it's okay. It's not what molds us. It's not what we're fashioned by. And this was the game. Because then what we're actually fashioned by, the true, what they call indelible essence within us, cannot be morphed in any way. It's always just is. But it's just to realise and recognise that it always was that. And this is the game we're playing. And then once you think there's some big liberation that's imminent, once you reach it, it was never anything big. It was always just there, but you never saw it. You were blinded by the opulence of the glamour of what seems physical, but it's not. It's what it was too. So I hope this video has helped. I don't have much space on my phone until I delete some videos, but they all need posting. Anyways, guys, I'm out. Peace and love. And I'd say all that other cliched stuff, but it doesn't matter. What I've given you is sufficient enough. I'm out.